If there was ever a symptom that epitomizes health anxiety, it's eye floaters. So I'm going to talk about what they are, why you get them, what you should do if you get them, and how to deal with the anxiety that they bring. I will also tell you an interesting fact about my own eye floaters. I should point out that I'm not a doctor or an eye specialist. My training was in counselling, so I will use reputable sources for any medical advice about the eyes. So what are eye floaters? Here in the UK, the go-to website for health advice is the National Health Service website, and it describes floaters as small dark dots, squiggly lines, rings or cobwebs. But what are they? They are lumps of microscopic collagen fibres that clump together in the jelly-like substance of your eye, which cast shadows on your retina. They tend to increase with age and are in most cases harmless. But I hear you say, if you said most cases, when should I be worried about them? The NHS website says, ask for an urgent optician's appointment if you have floaters or flashes in your vision for the first time, or you suddenly get floaters or flashes in your vision, so this has not been something that's gradual, or the number of floaters or flashes suddenly increases. You have a dark curtain or shadow moving across your vision. You also have blurred vision. You also have eye pain, or the floaters start after eye surgery or an eye injury. These could be signs of a serious problem with the back of your eye, which could permanently affect your vision if not treated quickly. Now that last statement is enough to trigger anyone's health anxiety, but bear in mind that many people live with floaters for years, and most are harmless. I've noticed floaters on and off for most of my life. But what can you do about these pesky floaters constantly drifting across your vision? Well, the real answer is not a lot, though many websites suggest things like keeping hydrated, resting your eyes, taking a break from devices, reducing stress, eating a healthy diet, wearing protective eyewear, and getting regular good sleep. This is all good advice for the general public. But this advice can be problematic for people who suffer with health anxiety. Why? Because when you change your behaviours due to a symptom, it gives the anxious thoughts and feelings related to that symptom more credibility. That's just the way the fear processing part of the brain works. Or a simpler way of saying it, the more you focus on a symptom, the more aware you are of it, and the worse the symptom will seem. If you change your behaviours because you are worried about your heart, you will notice your heartbeat more. So, if you change your behaviours because you are worried about floaters, you will notice them more. I'm not saying don't take breaks from your screen or don't stay hydrated, but if you start avoiding screens for days or drinking 3 times your normal amount, it is just going to make you feel more anxious about your floaters, and you will notice them even more. Now, here is the interesting fact about my own floaters that I mentioned earlier. Despite having had floaters for probably 30 years or more, I had not noticed any for months, or maybe even more than a year, until I started researching this video. Over the course of the week, whenever I was working on this video, I would notice my floaters. And at the times I wasn't working on this video, I didn't notice them. You see, our brains are great at filtering out our floaters, so even when they're there, you don't notice them. But as soon as you focus on them, and by that I mean mentally focus on them, they become visible again. So how do you deal with the anxiety that floaters bring? Well, make a list of all the things that you do to reassure yourself when you see your floaters. Things like Googling floaters or eye diseases, asking others about floaters, looking at your eye in the mirror, flicking your eyes back and forth to try and get rid of them, drinking excessive amounts of water, wearing sunglasses even though it's not sunny. Basically, anything that you are doing that is the result of being worried about your floaters. Once you have made your list, start logging how often you do these things. Then, over the next few weeks, try to reduce them a little at a time. What you'll find is that you will gradually notice your floaters less and less as your brain learns to filter them out once again, and your anxiety about them will subside. And if you find that your anxiety just moves on to a new symptom, take a look at my health anxiety playlists, where I have many videos teaching you tools and techniques used in cognitive behavioural therapy to reduce your anxiety. Or if you prefer hypnosis to help you relax, try my Hypnosis for Health anxiety video. Take care now.